Let's go Mavs. The Dallas Mavericks go into Minnesota and win game one, 108-105. You're watching our Mavericks Today post-game show. Some of you guys on Thursday morning. Harrison Graham Jeffrey Cooperstein here. And Coop, before we get into it, we just got to start with the positive vibes.
Spam the dubs.
Get the dubs going in the chat. Doesn't matter how it gets done. And there are some statistical anomalies in this game. But, wow.
The first game one of Jason Kidd's tenure. You're now 1-5 in game ones, and what a game one it was to win, man. The Mavs showed grit and determination throughout this game. They were hit in the mouth a couple times, and they responded every time. So credit to them and the boys for sure.
Yeah, I think we start just with the fourth quarter, and Luka Doncic just decided to take over the game.
He had an awesome game tonight.
He either had 13 or 15 in the fourth. It was for sure at least 13. I can't remember if he had two more or not. 33, 6, and 8. 12 of 26. He was 7 of 19 at one point, so he finished 5 for 7. Hit a couple of tough shots. He took a very tough fadeaway over Jaden McDaniels from about 18 feet to go up, I think 106, 102. Yep. That made it a 4-point game, and that kind of put it away before Josh Green's moronic
We will talk about Josh Green in a moment.
That later. But that was really the shot to kind of ice the game. He was terrific, and this was kind of a reverse of what we've been used to with this team. Typically, Luka kind of paces you throughout the game, and then Kyrie closes. Kyrie, Coop, had 24 of his 30 in the first half, but he hit 2 monster free throws with 7 seconds left to essentially ice the game as well.
Yeah, and like you said, if Kyrie scores 24 and a half, you don't care which one it is. You would just like him to put a 48-minute game together, but we'll take the 30, absolutely. Don't get me wrong.
He was 11 of 14 at halftime, which means he went 1 for 9 in the second half. It is bizarre what this guy does, but 30 and 5 and 4, I'll take it, however you slice it up.
No doubt about it. And look, if you're going to get 30 from Kyrie and 33 from Luka, if you get 63 from those guys, you probably win the game. And I thought this was one of Luka's, I would say, a top 3 performance in the playoffs this year for him, for sure. I think he came out there and he was aggressive early. He was aggressive throughout the game for the most part. It feels like as the playoffs have gone on, he's gotten healthier as well.
He looks better.
Looks better. He still has that left knee issue, which is like a scab or something.
There's some kind of scab there. It cuts open every game.
But I thought both of your stars were fantastic tonight. And the story of the game is your stars outplayed the stars of Minnesota.
Yeah, quick stats. Kyrie and Luka combined for 24 for 49, so like right under 50%. 63 points. Their 2 stars, Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns, 12 for 36, 35 points.
Yeah.
Your stars kicked their stars' ass. That's why you won the game.
And I believe Cat had half those in the fourth as well. So
yeah, and they actually both kind of played good late. So, I mean, look, this was a wild game for a lot of reasons. I mean, you want some other statistical anomalies here, Coop?
Let's hear it.
You lost the 3-point battle. They went 18 of 49. 18 threes is 54 points, 37% from the field. It's high volume, but that's pretty good. You went 6 of 25, 24%. Quick math, that is minus 36 from the 3-point line. You should not win that game. You know how you do that? 1, what we just said, your stars dominated theirs. And 2, you won in the paint against the Twin Towers 62 to 38.
Yep.
You were cutting, you were slashing. Gafford and Lively were finishing around the rim.
You'll win the game.
I mean, Minnesota is going to be looking at this and saying, we went plus 36 from 3-point range. We have 2 7-footers on the floor almost at all times, and we lost? That's a tough pill to swallow if you're the T-Wolves. And if you're the Mavs, you got to feel pretty good about where this series could go from here.
Yep, hit that thumbs up icon if you love the Mavs. I know every single person watching this does, so please hit that thumbs up icon for us. I do want to play devil's advocate to that point. Minnesota's looking at these stats and they're like, how the hell did we lose this game? They might be feeling good about themselves because they think they're in a good position to win still.
I mean, look, I don't think either team was going to panic after one game.
You never do.
But, man, is Minnesota going to destroy you from 3 like that the rest of the series?
Jaden McDaniels will not make
6 threes tonight.
Will he make 6 threes the rest of the series?
Total, yes. In one game, no chance.
No chance. I mean,
no chance.
He was fantastic. Their role players kind of kept them in the game, man, because Cat and Anthony Edwards were pretty ordinary.
I thought you got good center production. Gafford's plus-minus continues to not be great, but that third quarter, Coop, he gave you 8 points, 6 right out of the gate.
6 quick ones.
He sparked you there, finishes with 10 and 9. Dereck Lively, 9 and 11. So again, you're basically 20-20 with your two centers. I mean, these guys continue to show up. I thought they pushed around Cat and Gobert even a little bit.
They were physical tonight, man. Lively with 9 points and 11 boards as well, 4 of 4 from the field.
They are not backing down. Dude.
No, they're not.
Especially this Rook. I mean, what this kid is doing at 20 years old is ridiculous.
You know that they're not scared, man. They're not afraid of the moment, and these guys, they stood up to the challenge. Going into the series, we thought the Mavs were going to have a big disadvantage there at the big man spot with the Twin Towers over there in Minnesota, but the Mavs 2 guys showed exactly why they traded for him.
+8 rebounding tonight, 48-40.
Boom.
I mean, that's impressive against this team.
Another guy, he doesn't really show up on the stat sheet. I thought he had a good game, though, was Jaden Hardy.
4 assists, 3 in the first half. He only played 9 minutes. I'll tell you what, man, like, one thing that is absolutely the case, the kid is not scared at all.
Nope.
And I think there's something to be said for that. Now, I think sometimes you can get in trouble if you don't know your role, if you're trying a little too hard, right? But he didn't really play out of control. There was only one time where he kind of got stripped and they almost turned it over, whereas like, okay, you're trying to do a little too much here. But he's been passing really well to the two bigs inside, and he's not forcing the issue with the shot. And I haven't really noticed any glaring issues on the defensive end. So, listen, we'll talk about Josh Green after this word from Prize Picks.
We have some things to say about Josh Green.
I might go Jaden Hardy over Green.
And
I mean, seriously.
Was it early in the second, late in the first, where he put Exum out there, he put Green out there, and he put Hardy out there as well, just to kind of experiment, and Hardaway for that matter, just to see who kind of rose to the top. And
I would say out of those 4 guys, Hardy and Hardaway contributed.
Did Hardaway take a shot?
Didn't take a shot, but he had 4 rebounds.
He was all right.
3 of them were pretty tough rebounds. Like, they were good boards. He had a steal as well, +7 without shooting. That's good for him. Hardy +4. Exum 3 minutes, not much to evaluate. Green in 13 minutes, who we'll talk about on the other side, -1. But man, he made some boneheaded errors. We'll talk about him in a second. But do want to get a word in here from Prize Picks, the best daily fantasy sports app out there. We were so close to hitting our entry from game 1, but here's the beauty. With code CLNS, they will match you up to $100 for first-time customers. So if you want to have some extra ched to play with, go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS. Luka Doncic hit the more than 46.5. Derrick Jones ended up with 8 points. He had a couple of good looks from 3. If he would have just made one of them, he would have hit. Edwards was either half a point short or just more than there. He was right on it. We'll be back at it tomorrow for Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. PrizePicks.com
and the Stars.
CLNS and the Stars as well. You got hockey, baseball, tons of sports to choose from. The way it works is simple. 2 to 6 player entries. You choose more or less on their stat projections. And if you hit, you cash out. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Code CLNS. Link will be in the description and comments of this video.
What a moron this brother was tonight. He almost cost him the ballgame.
Josh Green is the guy's just a headache. I thought in the earlier part of that Thunder series, and even against the Clippers, he actually gave you some decent minutes. He was knocking that corner 3, but for about 3 or 4 games now, he's not hitting the 3. 1 for 2, I guess, sure, 50%. But, like, he's loose with the ball. If you missed it, you're up 4 with 7 seconds left. The T-Wolves don't have a timeout, so they have to go the length of the floor. They pass it to Conley with about 3 seconds left. He catches, and Green goes over there on the catch and fouls him in the act of shooting. Down 4. Their only chance is to make in 3 and get a foul, or at least get fouled shooting a 3 so they can make free throws and try to miss the 3rd and tip it in. That's their only chance. If Conley made that 3 with no foul, there's less than a second left because they called the foul on the shot, obviously, 1.8 left.
Yeah.
By the time the ball gets in there, even if it's a swish, that's at least another 0.8. You're under a second. That is just a lack of awareness. It is low IQ, and it's just bullshit play from Josh Green, to be frank. And if you're Jason Kidd, you should sit him aside tomorrow. Don't do it tonight because you won the game, and be like, dude, I'm this close to pulling your ass because
no, I'm serious.
You were just playing like a fucking moron. Earlier in the game, he tries to go 2-on-4 on a fast break, and he throws the ball out of bounds.
If it's me,
know your role, dude. Know your fucking role.
If it's me, he ain't playing the rest of the series. You cannot have that lack of execution in late game that Josh Green did. Plain and simple.
Imagine if Conley made that.
If Conley made that shot, I may be flying up to Minnesota tonight to yell at Josh Green myself. You cannot do what you did there in that situation.
That was his J.R. Smith moment.
A total lack of awareness. He's lucky Conley didn't make that shot. He's even luckier Conley missed the second free throw. I was beside myself. Mavericks won the game. I'm happy about that. Josh Green, you cannot do that again.
I wonder what his leash is going to be because forget that play. He's not giving you much.
Jesus.
I feel like Tim's at least, he's grabbing rebounds. I thought he defended pretty well in his minutes, so I don't know. Derrick Jones, I mean, he was terrific on Edwards.
Thought he was very good tonight.
I mean, Anthony Edwards, 6 of 16. I mean, and he made 2 or 3 in a row in the fourth. So, like, he was 4 of 13 at one point. So he made his final 3 shots.
But Harrison, people at Chat Sports and people online told me that Derrick Jones couldn't guard Anthony Edwards and that Luka didn't play defense. Yeah, Luka made the defensive play of the game when he stopped the alley-oop to Gobert. How about that?
Well, and Luka cooked Ant a couple of times in the first
half. He
half.
cooked Jaden McDaniels. He was cooking everybody. If you tell me Luka can't play defense a game, you just tell me you don't watch basketball.
Yeah, Jones was great. You know, Washington had a tough night shooting, Coop, but hit a monster 3 from the corner. And listen, at the end of the day, 13 and 7. He's rebounding. He's playing 2 blocks. Like, you know, he's finding ways to contribute. He's finding ways to contribute.
Look, you're going to need your wings to probably play a little better than they did, but I will take 22 points from them combined. I know you're not going to get
21.
You're not going to get 2 or 3 games, was it last series, of 25 plus like you did from PJ Washington.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is not a series where he gives you a 25-point game.
And that's all right.
If he's in the 10 to 15 range and rebounding and playing defense, that's fine.
And one of my matchups to watch for in this series was PJ Washington on Cat. Thought he did a damn good job.
Yeah, I mean, I think at worst that was a wash.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 4 of 10. Cat was 6 of 20. Like, come on. And he made a couple of those late.
Yeah. I thought it was a very hard-played game. I thought the Mavs showed why they have the most road wins in the postseason this year with 5.
Road Warriors, baby.
And I really thought that they put in a really damn good performance tonight. And now, in Game 2, you're playing with house money.
Spam MFFL if you're fired up for a 1-0 series lead. And don't forget to subscribe to Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. We'll be back at it on Friday night for Game 2 at the Target Center as the Mavs are playing with house money. You've already got your split. If you could win on Friday, come home 2-0. That's even better.
If you're coming home 2-0, this building will be insane on Sunday.
It'll be incredible. He's Jeffrey Cooperstein. I'm Harrison Graham. Mavs win.
Peace.
See you guys on Friday night.